Greetings, friends and neighbors, and welcome to another episode of Trippy Food and another installment of Hot Noods. So today, we're going to try something that I found at H-Mart that I thought was really interesting. And I kind of walked by it, and then I walked by again, and I looked carefully at it. So what I didn't realize is that these are actually from Samyang. And these are hot pepper JjamBbong Ramen, fiery hot. It's a ramen soup. So basically you cook it in the water, you leave the water in there, you actually put the seasoning packet in there. Now it says fiery hot, so these are supposed to be hot. Now notice on this one, there's no screaming chicken. By the way, the screaming chicken, this one here, the screaming chicken's name is Hoshi, I'm sorry. This, it looks like a cat maybe. This cat's name is Pepper. Pepper is a registered trademark. I think there's salt on one of the other ones. So I thought, well, how am I going to do this? Am I going to just, do it as is? I'm going to add anything to it? It's fiery hot, so I'm not going to add any jalapenos to it. I'm not going to add anything hot to it. I'm going to see how hot it is. However, the serving suggestion shows there's some mussels in there. It does show some jalapenos, some sliced jalapenos. I'm not going to actually put any in there because I want to see how hot it is without the jalapenos in there. But I do have some shrimp and I do have some smoked oysters. So I'm going to put the shrimp in a couple of minutes before it's done, and I'm going to put the smoked oysters in last because they're already cooked. Right? So it's fresh shrimp, it's not cooked shrimp. So the instructions say add noodles to soup base powder to 16.9 fluid ounces of boiling water, cook for 5 minutes, add flakes and oil, stir well, and serve. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Nothing unusual here. However, there is a huge laundry list of ingredients in there. And in that list of ingredients, there is shrimp, squid, and mussels, but powder. Shrimp powder, squid powder, and mussels powder. Like, how hard is it to get those, to get that seafood in powder form? So there's seafood in here. So I'm not going to add too much to it, but like I said, I'm going to throw in some shrimp. I'm going to throw in some oysters, and that's about it. I don't think I'm going to really put anything else in there. There's a huge laundry list of stuff. There's cabbage and other stuff that's already in here, so I'm not really going to add anything else to it. But we're going to give it a shot, and we're going to try a Samyang that is not, it's not a 2X or a spicy hot or a, one of their, the hot ones with the screaming chicken, artificial chicken flavored. And I think it's fascinating because it doesn't say seafood soup, but it is seafood soup, and it is seafood, actually has real seafood flavor in it, so I find it really interesting. So I'm gonna get the water started here. I'm gonna get that on. It takes about 5 minutes, I think. Yeah, 5 minutes, about 5 minutes. We'll get that on there, and we'll be right back. Well, alrighty, we followed directions. Now let's see how it is. So, again, I just put the shrimp in the last minute just to pink them up, get them cooked just slightly. You don't want to overcook shrimp. And the oysters I put in very last because they were already cooked. They were smoked oysters. I had some baby bell peppers, and I sliced that up and I put that in there, and I did put some green onion in there, but that's it. I'm thinking because of the solid stuff in there, I'm going to try a fork. And again, I'm not expecting the shrimp or the oyster to give it any heat or to change the heat in it. I'm just expecting it to give it some flavor. So here we go. Also, kudos to Samyang for actually putting some real flavor in there as opposed to artificial like chicken flavor. So thank you, Samyang. Keep losing that oyster. This broth is really red. When I put the powder in, the soup base, that was red. But then when I put the oil in, it became even redder. So here we go. I'm destined not to have an oyster on there. All right, here we go. I like the seafood flavor of the broth. Let's see how hot the heat is. It kicks in a little bit up front. I'm gonna try just the noodles, just in case the stuff I put in tames it a little bit. Oh, there it is. It comes creeping in. Nice flavor on the noodles too. Yeah, that has a heat that builds. And not crazy hot. Like for a pepperhead, that probably like a 1 or a 2. Maybe a 2. Because the 1's just an annoyance. It's probably maybe a 2 for a pepperhead. For people who have, I would say, maybe the top of their limit's habanero, or maybe just skirting on ghost pepper. This would probably come in closer to a 4, maybe. So again, it has a very pleasant heat. It's nice. It sits on the tongue. It doesn't burn your whole mouth and everything. You can definitely feel it's there. It doesn't have any. It's not like a chemical kind of heat. The soup itself is flavorful. I'm gonna give that a thumbs up. That's really good. I don't think you have to dress it up like the way I did, but I always recommend that you do that. So look on the front package. There's some pictures of some mussels in there, but it's kind of pointless because they have powdered mussels in there anyways. But you could put mussels in there if you want to. I wouldn't put anything to spice it up. Just check the spice to see how it is on its own. But this is actually really, really good. So yeah, I like this better than I think than the buldak noodles, which again, buldak is not noodles. It is a stewed chicken dish, but you know, it is what it is. I like this better, I think, because it doesn't have that. It doesn't have an artificial taste, like the artificial chicken taste and the kind of a nondescript pepper taste. So this one actually has some flavor to it. I recommend this one. That's really good. So, if you're wondering where to get this, I got it at H-Mart. There's H-Marts all over the country. I imagine they have that at H-Mart because Samyang is a Korean company. And H-Mart is, I think, a Korean company as well. You should be able to get it at your local neighborhood H-Mart. I'm interested in seeing what your take is on it. So if you actually try this, please let me know. Leave a comment down below. You tried this and you have a different take on it or whatever. Let me know, or you agree with me. Some people actually do. So get it out and try this. Again, you can find it at your local H-Mart. But when you get out there, just remember that it's crazy out there. So please be careful. Take care of yourselves. Take care of others. And we'll see you soon. Thanks for checking out Trippy Food. If you enjoyed watching that video half as much as I did making it, well then I enjoyed it twice as much as you did. And if that's the case, you'll probably like this video right here. And if not, check out this video right here. That one's a little bit different. Either way, leave a comment down below. And be sure to subscribe by clicking on the Trippy Food icon right here. Glad you could make it, and we hope to see you again soon.